The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as the distress beacon pierced through every communication channel in the sector. Commander Emma Torres stood at the navigation console of the Terran Defiant, her knuckles white against the blue-lit panel. The message was clear. The Valorian colony ship Eternity's Hope was under attack by Kresh raiders, and they had 4 minutes before their shields failed completely. "Captain, we're the only vessel in range," Emma said, her voice steady despite the impossible odds. The holographic display showed their small human frigate as a mere speck, compared to the 3 Kresh dreadnoughts tearing into the colony ship. Captain Elijah Ward stood from his command chair, his weathered face betraying no fear. For 2 years, humanity had been the newcomers to the Galactic Council, barely tolerated, often dismissed, their military considered primitive by the older races. The Council had made it clear. Humans were to observe, to learn, to stay out of galactic affairs. "How long until the Council's response fleet arrives?" Elijah asked. 47 minutes, sir," replied the tactical officer. Elijah's jaw tightened. 47 minutes. The Valorian ship held 12,000 souls, civilians, children, scientists fleeing their dying world. In 4 minutes they would be dead or enslaved. "Emma," Elijah said quietly, "plot an intercept course. Maximum burn." Emma's fingers flew across the console. She had trained at Mars Naval Academy, graduated top of her class, but nothing had prepared her for this moment. Every calculation, every simulation had taught her the same lesson. A single human frigate could not stand against 3 Kresh dreadnoughts. The mathematics were brutal and absolute. "Course plotted, Captain," she said. "ETA 3 minutes 40 seconds. The bridge crew exchanged glances. They all knew what this meant. The Terran Defiant carried a complement of 218 humans. Engineers, soldiers, scientists, explorers. None of them had expected to die today. "Belay that order," came a transmission from the Council flagship. Admiral Thexnor's insectoid face materialized on the view screen, his compound eyes reflecting cold calculation. "Human vessel, you are not authorized to engage. Stand down and await proper military response." Elijah stared at the Galactic Council's highest military officer, a being who had commanded fleets for 3 centuries. "Admiral, with respect, those people will be dead in 4 minutes. The Kresh have superior firepower. Your sacrifice would be meaningless," Thexnor clicked. "This is not a request, Captain Ward. It is a direct order from the Galactic Council. Humanity's membership status depends on your compliance." Emma watched her captain, saw the muscle working in his jaw. She had served under Elijah Ward for 18 months. She knew what he would choose. "Noted, Admiral," Elijah said, then closed the channel. He turned to his crew. "All hands, battle stations. Engineering, I need every ounce of power you can give me. Weapons, prepare the quantum torpedoes, yes, all of them. Emma, execute intercept course." The Terran Defiant surged forward, her fusion drives burning at 112% capacity. Emma felt the deck vibrate beneath her feet as the ship screamed through space. 2 minutes. "Captain, the Kresh have noticed us," the tactical officer reported. "They're laughing, sir. Their communications are mocking us." Elijah smiled grimly. "Let them laugh. Emma, transfer all power from non-essential systems to forward shields and weapons. Life support to minimum." "Sir, that includes artificial gravity," Emma warned. "Do it." The gravity plating disengaged. Coffee cups, data tablets, and loose equipment floated upward. The crew grabbed handholds, their training taking over. 1 minute. The Kresh dreadnoughts were massive. Each one outmassed the human frigate by a factor of 50. Their weapons scarred the Eternity's Hope, tearing through shields designed to withstand asteroid impacts. The Valorian ship was dying. 30 seconds to weapons range, Emma called out. "The Kresh are targeting us, Captain," Tactical reported. "All 3 vessels." Elijah stood, gripping his command chair in the zero gravity. Humanity didn't crawl out of Earth's gravity well to watch children die while we calculated acceptable losses. "Weapons free. Emma, evasive pattern Delta 7. The Terran Defiant danced. What happened in the next 4 minutes would be analyzed by military strategists for generations. Emma's fingers moved like lightning across her console, spinning the human ship through 3-dimensional space in patterns that defied conventional tactical doctrine. The Kresh, who had fought wars for millennia, had never encountered human pilots. Beings who had learned to fly in Earth's unforgiving atmosphere, who had raced through asteroid fields for sport, who saw space as an ocean to surf rather than a void to cross. The quantum torpedoes launched, every single one in the Terran Defiant's arsenal. 24 warheads, each containing a sliver of exotic matter that could punch through shields like they were paper. The Kresh laughed until the first torpedo struck. Human weapons engineers had learned from every species in the Council. They had stolen, borrowed, and improved. The quantum torpedoes were the result. Weaponized science that older races had declared theoretically impossible. The first Kresh dreadnought's shields collapsed. The second ship maneuvered to protect its companion, exactly as human tactical computers had predicted. Emma rolled the Terran Defiant through a debris field, using shattered hull fragments as cover. Her calculations so precise that she threaded the needle with centimeters to spare. The third dreadnought opened fire with its main cannon, a weapon that could vaporize a city. Elijah ordered full reverse thrust at the exact moment. The beam missed by meters, close enough that the hull plating glowed cherry red. Railguns, continuous fire, Elijah commanded. Target their weapon systems. The human railguns were primitive compared to plasma arrays and photon lances. They were also brutally effective. Tungsten slugs accelerated to relativistic speeds hammered into the Kresh vessels, not with exotic physics but with simple kinetic energy. Newton's laws didn't care about your technology level. 2 minutes into the engagement, one Kresh dreadnought was crippled. 3 minutes and the second was retreating. At 3 minutes and 48 seconds, the third dreadnought's commander made a choice that every Kresh warrior would later debate. He fled. The Terran Defiant hung in space, her hull scorched and breached in 17 places, her crew breathing emergency oxygen, her power systems operating at 9%. But she was alive. And behind her, the Eternity's Hope and its 12,000 Valorian civilians survived. Emma checked her instruments with shaking hands. Captain, Council fleet arriving now. Admiral Thexnor's face appeared on the view screen, his compound eyes now showing something the crew had never seen. Respect. Captain Ward, the Admiral said slowly, I have commanded fleets for 307 years. I have never witnessed such audacity. Elijah floated in the zero gravity of his bridge, exhausted, victorious. Admiral, humanity has a saying, we didn't come this far to only come this far. 4 minutes. That's all it had taken. 4 minutes for humanity to prove they belonged among the stars. 4 minutes for Emma and Elijah and 218 humans to rewrite the Galactic Council's understanding of courage. And 4 minutes for the galaxy to learn. Never underestimate a species that looked at the infinite void and decided it needed exploring.